In this week's Radio Dork News, the governor of the state of New Hampshire has proclaimed the month of June as Amateur Radio Month. And to help celebrate this exciting and historic proclamation, the state of New Hampshire has introduced a bill to allow licensed amateur radio operators to purchase Vanity license plates for their cars, featuring their ham radio call sign. If passed, the proposed bill would make it easy for ham radio operators across the great state of New Hampshire to both dox themselves and impress the chicks at the same time. Belarusian authorities have issued warnings that amateur radio operators could face capital punishment for alleged espionage activities involving radio communications. This escalates enforcement against unlicensed or suspicious ham radio users amid rising regional tensions. Belarusian state television has exposed a massive, terrifying network of guys with antennas on their roofs who like chatting about the weather and their health ailments using their outdated radio equipment. These radio hobbyist spies were allegedly recording military chatter and emergency calls and then bravely uploading them to the internet, because nothing screams high-level espionage like a Baofeng and some SDR dongles. Authorities have seized 500 pieces of radio equipment and have discovered 66,000 recordings of what any normal person would probably call open radio scanner traffic. And now several of the Belarusian citizens face charges of treason and espionage, which could result in life in prison or the firing squad. And just when you thought that the amateur radio hobby could not possibly get any more funny or entertaining, you can now listen to a new comedy podcast about gatekeeping in the ham radio hobby, a subject that ham radio gatekeepers claim does not exist and never happens. Ham Radio Gizmos has launched a series of AI slop podcasts on YouTube addressing the intimidation and harassment faced by new ham radio operators both on the air and in online communities. Both things that ham radio gatekeepers claim has never happened, ever. Not even once. And if you think it has, then you're probably just too dumb to take the test. The new podcast, voiced and apparently also written by automated soulless AI slop generators, will focus on how ham radio operators are killing their own hobby by chasing away potential newcomers while at the same time mixing in good-humored comedy, entertainment, and education. 3 things that ham radio gatekeepers, also referred to as sad hams, can't stand. When asked about the new podcast, one sad ham gatekeeper was quoted as saying, "Why are they wasting time on the internet? Do they even have an extra class license? They're probably just too stupid to take the test. I passed the test when I was 9 years old, and I didn't even have to study. And back then, we had to know CW to take the test. The entire hobby has gone downhill since they removed the CW requirement." And now you know the rest of the story. Join me again next week, or sooner, when I may or may not do this again. Good day.